Hi, this is Dan Chambers of Chambers Law Firm. This is the latest in a series of videos where we've been covering some of the forensic tools that law enforcement uses to investigate and solve criminal offenses. In this particular video, we're going to talk about what is known as geofencing. And what geofencing is a literal square created virtually that's defined by time and space where law enforcement can get a list of every mobile device used in that area between a particular crime. So let me give you in a particular time frame. Let me give you a hypothetical. It's always easier to talk about these in hypotheticals. Let's say that a person is murdered in an office building, and that office building is located on 123 Main Street. And police are having trouble finding a suspect for that particular crime. They, upon showing probable cause, can get a warrant from a judge, a magistrate, to get what is called a geofence. And if they get that warrant, they'll call Google or some other major provider and say, hey, we want a geofence created from Main Street on the south to Pine Street on the north, and we want it to go west to 2nd Street, and we want it to go east to 5th Street. And we want it between 12, let's say the murder happened at 8 p.m. at night. We want it from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for that geofence, that square I just described for you. And they give that to Google. And guess what Google gives them? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of device numbers that were used in that fenced area for that 2-hour period. It might be 200 of them, it might be 20,000 of them. But what they do then with that information is go through and identify the individuals associated with that device to the extent that they can. And then they cull through that list. And let's say that one of those phones that was used just a block away from the murder comes back to John Smith, and John Smith has a history of committing violent crimes against women. And let's say that the victim murdered in the office building is a woman, and let's say that there was sexual assault as part of that. Well, guess what? John Smith then suddenly becomes a very, very important person of interest, as they like to say, to go talk to him and find out more about him, and maybe he's the suspect. So you can see it's a labor-intensive exercise, but extremely powerful. So if you're facing criminal charges and there's a geofence used, you need to call Chambers Law Firm. We always provide a free consultation, and we'll be able to give you some strategies about how to attack these geofence warrants that law enforcement obtains. Thank you.